Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 7th and Van Doren. God bless you.
Tailored Landscapes is actively preparing for spring. Things like new tree orders, getting equipment ready, and training staff to serve you the best they can. If you haven't already planned, now is the perfect time to figure out a maintenance plan for your yard. Tailored Landscapes is on the brink of spring cleanups for all their existing customers, and they have limited spots available. They trim trees and shrubs when needed and only mulch proper amounts. Give Tailored Landscapes a call at 402-432-2572 to set up a meeting with one of their designers and stop by the Tailored Life store in Bennett.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, their passion for happier, healthier, furry friends.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeyman electricians from $32.50 to $42.50 per hour with paid benefits. And if you're looking for a new career, they're hiring apprentices at $19.50 per hour with paid benefits. Call the office at 402-423-4497 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Finally, a good reason to have a smart house. Just say, Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket, and we'll magically start playing. How's it work? Nobody knows. Don't ask questions.
Attention all Wings fans. Buffalo Wings and Rings has daily specials that will make you want to stop in on all days of the week. Kids eat free on Mondays, and on Tuesdays, enjoy 89-cent boneless or traditional wings at a price that makes the whole family happy. And come back on Wednesdays for $1.29 chicken tenders all day long. Get to Buffalo Wings and Rings today on 68th and O or in Williamsburg Village.
Hi, it's Joel Norman, the voice of your Lincoln Stars hockey team. Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket to hear the latest on the Stars with myself, head coach Rocky Russo, and special player guests.
Tailored Landscapes is actively preparing for spring. Things like new tree orders, getting equipment ready, and training staff to serve you the best they can. If you haven't already planned, now is the perfect time to figure out a maintenance plan for your yard. Tailored Landscapes is on the brink of spring cleanups for all their existing customers, and they have limited spots available. They trim trees and shrubs when needed and only mulch proper amounts. Give Tailored Landscapes a call at 402-432-2572 to set up a meeting with one of their designers and stop by the Tailored Life store in Bennett.
Welcome into The Breeze with DP and Haas on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Brought to you by Canopy Street Market.
All right, welcome into The Breeze. Harrison Arns on the ones and twos. We got DP, the host as always, the co-host to my left. No Haas to Breezy today, but that's all right. Me and DP will hold it down for at least half an hour, and then we'll hold down another half hour via stream. We do got Royals taking over the brick and mortar at 12:30, but like I said, me and DP will hold it down in the meantime. 402-464-5685. That is the Sardo Haven text line. You can put a face to the voice, Facebook, YouTube, X, and if you got Allo Cable, Allo Channel 961. DP, it's been a minute. What's on the agenda for you today?
Well, there's lots to talk about, especially here in Lincoln today. There's lots to talk about. There was lots that happened yesterday. Big softball win, back-to-back wins. I mean, they're the combined first two games against Iowa, 26-1. Yeah, they've been pretty dominant, and we always love putting a scarlet and cream foot on the throat of Hawkeyes when it comes to athletics. And then baseball finding a way to battle through and win a series, and then winning a series at home, and they get to finish the series. First pitch should be in a couple of minutes down at Haymarket Park. But the opportunity to get right.
Oh, they needed it. You dropped one to Omaha, you dropped one to Creighton. You were, and obviously like earlier in the season, What was it on that stretch where they beat Vandy? Was that down in?
Yeah,
I can't remember
it
what
was in
tournament,
Texas.
but they came away and you looked pretty promising, and then early you just started hitting a bunch of slumps, and now you're in Big Ten play. And the problem for baseball and the Big Ten in particular is they're gonna have to really clean up on Big Ten to get to that sort of claim, because the Big Ten just doesn't have enough strength as an own. So it's good to see them. They'll start cleaning up versus a team like Rutgers and a lot of these Big Ten matchups they're going to have to pull away with if they want to get some notoriety. And it's just some serious contention for postseason.
We always said in the programs that I was in, specifically in Virginia and Texas, that the mission of coaching is to be better, playing your best ball at the end of the season. Right. And it's not often that you get to finish your season with a win, but what you're trying to do is build consistency and being the best version of yourself, right? That you're not making the same mistakes at the end of your season that you were making in the beginning, that you're dealing with a different set of circumstances. Like circumstance changes, environment changes, the vacuum changes. But what you're trying to do is figure out, even with players injured, players hurt, or otherwise, who are we and what can we get done? Now, even without your three best players, there's still a way to win baseball games. There's still a way to win basketball games. There's still a way to win softball games. There's still a way to win volleyball games. You figure that out. As a matter of fact, bowling had to go through that yesterday and figure out how to, when things aren't going your way, what do you do?
And shout out to those guys. Headed to Vegas.
Right. Headed to Vegas. They qualified for the Final Four in bowling. It is the best four programs that are just going to go. They're all familiar. You talk about equal talent and the fact that in the Final Four bowling, it is lane management, it's oil management, equipment management, psyche management, and then staying true to who you are as often as possible.
It's the closest like comparison I can honestly make to golf, just in terms of like the way you got to read the greens the same way you got to read the lanes, and then the mental. The hardest thing is, and I saw a little bit of it at the Big Red Invite, just a lot. Long days, a lot of bowling, and like you just can't ever waver. That's the challenge of it. We've all had a game where you bowl maybe 200 if you're having a really good day, but they just do it over and over and over.
Well,
day after day.
It's the walk up, and again, we have four of the best bowlers in the country who sit down here each week and try to break down some of the mindset, the thing that goes on. And as much as they try to be robotic in physically how they compete, then to try to be emotional and supportive, but also not robotic, emotionally, right? And they'll tell you next ball, next ball, next ball, next ball. Well, in every sport, there's that thing that works. Next ball, next pitch, next shot, next possession, right? Next serve, next receive. Everything allows you to reset, and your ability to reset is the difference in postseason athletics. The ability. Let me. Okay, now you got me started.
How did we go on towards Houston and Duke?
Right.
Curious.
That's exactly
yeah.
That's exactly where we're going. That was the plan. Was over the course of this hour, I wanted to, one, give some Husker shout outs. Two, I want to talk about a young man that came into town yesterday to visit on a recruiting visit. I want to talk about the Final Four for men's. I want to talk about the Final Four for women, and then WrestleMania, because WWE is acting a fool right now. Like they're absolutely, but okay, over the course of the hour. Let's jump into this thing that we're talking about, because I want to complete it and then move forward with it. Postseason play is simply the accumulations of the lessons you've learned and your ability to be able to take that lesson and execute the final play. The final play. And the final play is always the next play. The next play. That's all there is the next play. And you watch in this survive and advance vacuum that is postseason athletics, and it happens in tennis, it happens in volleyball, right? Can you breathe in, pause, and then reset to do the next thing that needs to be done exactly as you've practiced it, right? you're never going to be asked to do a thing that you haven't practiced in high repetition at the greatest, most critical sports moments. And the difference, the great ones are able to repeat the lessons learned successfully. Listen, there are hundreds of players who are great shooters, hundreds who are great scorers. There is a handful, just a handful, who could put the ball on the floor against the opponent's best defender in a critical possession, get the shot they want, and execute. Because that requires the perfect level of humanity.
And there's only a few of those guys, and we were lucky enough to meet a few.
Right.
Taylor, Ridge Lovett, shout
right,
out.
right. That in wrestling that we watched in the critical of moments, Ridge Lovett has said that he sat in that chair and said, I am on my head
He was,
with 20 seconds to go. But what I've practiced ad infinitum is for me to calm down, hear my coach's instruction, and then be balanced in the control of my core and my neck so that I do not go from the top of my head to my back. Antrell Taylor telling the story that, listen, to do thousands of takedown reps and to see a reaction to his fake shoot, which is just simply to see how this guy is going to react and at what speed. And then to identify that I can not only get to the ankle, but then I can get up on him with the ankle up to his waist so I get control. In the greatest moment of his athletic life, he simply replicated what he had done thousands of times before in the most critical of moments. And you watch bowlers, you watch these young ladies yesterday, and shout out to Kayla Starr, Julia Martin, Kayla, Anna. Let me tell you, they started off, man, they were in deep water. They were in deep water. The lane wasn't playing the way that they thought it would, and they had to adjust. And then in a critical moment, Kayla sticks to what she does. She does it. Kayla Starr.
Okay. Freshman,
right? But we've been talking about that young lady from the moment she got here.
Yeah. And real quick, just shout out Klempa. Don't look too far at the recruits. Oh, my Lord. He's got that thing recruited down to the
right.
He broke the I don't know how to put it, but he kind of, the way I understand it, he broke a little bit of the norms in recruiting. Like, he's got that class recruited way deeper than most other programs, and now they're playing a little bit of catch up.
And conceded some veteran stars to do it.
Yep.
He may have put himself in position to win 3 national titles by sacrificing one. By sacrificing one and saying, you know what? He could have just rode with Crystal Elliott in that 1 year, but he would have missed the next 3 years of talent, right? He would have missed. And Crystal went and got her title. She went to Jacksonville State. They went and got title. That program is up. But you've put yourself, now they're going to stare Jacksonville State right in the face again.
Yeah, and they're a little bit of revenge on that one.
Right.
Jacksonville got the 1 seed.
Right.
Despite Nebraska being 1 in RPI.
But here's the thing. Whatever program executes at the highest level based on what they practice, there's no shot that is going to come up in bowling. There's no shot that's going to come up in Vegas that they haven't practiced, executed ad infinitum before it happens. It's already done. Then can you recognize the moment, figure out how to reset, and then deliver the ball that does the thing you need for it to do on the lanes that exist. And sometimes the lane overplays the shot, right? Sometimes that thing happens. In baseball, can you make the pitch? Can you make the 2-strike pitch that either gets you the out, which is the first thing. I don't care whether the out is a strikeout, ground ball, pop fly. I don't care. Swing and a miss. I don't care. Can I get the out? And then can can I maintain the opportunity to get it right again? Right? Which means don't make a mistake that this on a 2-strike pitch they can hammer and do damage against you. Pretty simple, right? And no pitcher is standing on the hill at Haymarket Park who hasn't practiced that situation physically, emotionally, or otherwise. Yesterday, there's a moment in the game, in the Husker basketball game, right? And we will spend the second segment talking about Husker basketball and what they did yesterday and today. But here's the thing. If we said before the game yesterday that Bryce Williams would take 8 shots and have 14 points, most Husker fans would have shaken their head would have dropped, and went, we're in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
We're in trouble. But what this team has figured out late in the season is that when teams help off of Bryce and Bryce understands where his teammates need the ball to be effective, that there were 2 late possessions during press break where they got the ball back to Bryce, who was fouled. He went to the free throw line and made the free throws. The Huskers have figured out that if they are in a competitive game towards the end of it, that the rotation on the floor are all free throw makers. That if you foul them, Connor Season, Juwan Gary, Bryce Williams, Sam Hoiberg can go to the free throw line and knock them down.
Yeah, you feel pretty good. I think Juwan's the worst one in that group, and he's still
right. But
70 plus.
But he was epic yesterday.
Oh yeah,
he was epic yesterday. So you figure out that can you drill, repeat, have a process for being successful in the most critical of moments, and that's what this. I mean, you listen. Let's get into the Duke, Houston, and I didn't have a dog in the fight.
Really, you seem like a Samson guy. I thought for sure.
Oh, listen. I lived in Houston.
Yeah, I've
gone to as many Houston Cougar games as I have Nebraska Husker basketball.
Real quick, where does that rank? Like the Houston environment, because that seems like one of the most. I don't know what it's like when you were going there, but that seems like one of the most electric atmospheres in college basketball.
It's a unique place. I mean, Houston's a different town.
Mm-hmm.
It's an eclectic town. There's an electricity that happens around Houston. I don't care what sport it is. Astros, Texans, it doesn't matter. Rockets, it doesn't matter, right? That the people love Houston. Now, the Houston Cougars, that thing goes back. I mean, if you want to go back and talk about the coaching legends and then the players, like you go all the way back to Elvin Hayes and the greatest college game ever played, right? And the Astrodome is a mythical. It's one of the wonders of the world, right? So to build those places and then go back to Houston, Love You Blue with Bum Phillips and Earl Campbell and the battles with the mighty Steelers and the Raiders and trying to figure out who they were going to be and then have that stripped and watch this town have to reboot and rebuild. And then, here come the Texans and Jay Foreman will tell you the beginning of the relationship wasn't really pretty, but they hung on and they dug in. And then here comes J.J. Watt, and we have a hero, and okay, now we can buy into this thing, and now you have another hero, C.J. Stroud, right? The Astros were the laughingstock of National League Baseball. You played in a weird freak show of a space oddity, right? And you try to figure out what this is, but here they come. Here comes Nolan Ryan and J.R. Richard, and now you get Bagwell and Biggio, and then. Oh my goodness gracious! Here comes Altuve and Springer, and oh my goodness, we get Bregman, and here you win titles, and you take on the Giants. You beat the Dodgers and the Yankees. So Houston is eclectic in how much it loves its sports, especially its pro sports.
I was going to say it's a great pro
college sports. When Houston football is good, it's a different deal. And they were good when we were there.
Really?
Like they were good. They were good. And it was fun to watch. And I had some proximity to it. So literally, I could be on the field for Cougar games. And it was pretty cool. They've been really, really, really good for the last 8 years. Really, really, really good. And Kelvin Sampson is a win away from being a legend coach. 709. We're talking about 800 wins in college basketball. Now, I'm a member of the club that if you can have that conversation about somebody, they don't need a win to be right. You've won 700. You're going to win 800 games. Okay, you're in the conversation, right? But you haven't had that. He was Andy Reid before the Chiefs.
That's a good analogy,
right?
Yeah.
That Andy Reid was always Andy Reid.
Yep.
But lowest common denominator fans needed that extra thing to make him elite. Well, Kelvin Sampson's in the discussion of the 5 best college basketball coaches in the country.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Izzo got the chip, so that puts him in the conversation. Like it's a different deal. But are there 10 better college basketball coaches and program managers than Kelvin Sampson? Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Especially with all the great ones that just left the game recently. Like he's up there in the best of the best.
Right?
Yeah.
Right. So you go through it. But I say all the time that the most difficult thing in all of sports is finishing.
Mm-hmm.
Because human nature is to be complicit in taking away value of something good and giving it to something not so good. Right? There's a part of human nature that says, I've been successful in this thing, and now I need to change it to secure it.
Mm-hmm.
No, you created the distance by a certain action and memory, right? You created the space between Duke and Houston was at 8 points. At 6 points, it would have been 8 points. That was 14 points at the 8-minute mark, right? There's space, and all the things that you're doing to have that success has to be copied.
Mm-hmm.
It has to be copied.
So in the last 10 minutes, DP, what'd you see out of Duke? Them just going complete because they won field goal in the last 10 minutes. And credits Houston's defense, but
here's what I would say to you: Nebraska basketball yesterday I want to say in the final 6 minutes didn't have a field goal. But they had
maybe one.
But they had 14 points at the free throw line.
Mm-hmm.
Don't let an optic get in the way of your success. Points matter. Points matter. How you get them doesn't matter. Nobody cares. The scoreboard doesn't go, I'm going to give you bonus points for no.
Ask Shea Gilgeous-Alexander.
Points. I don't care. Points. Bryce Williams had 4 field goals yesterday. Bearcat had 1. And you won the game by 10 points. Focus, people. It's if I have the lead in basketball, what I know I have to still do. 1, I have to protect the ball. That's fine, right? But I need a full possession, a full productive possession. And that is that me giving myself a chance to get points on that possession. Not buckets on the possession, points on the possession. There are guys, you think of James Harden. James Harden is the greatest accruer of free throw points as anybody in basketball, right? He and LeBron James are elite.
Oh, that's why I threw SJ in there.
Right.
Free throw merchant. You call it what you will, but he's getting points.
Right. But because that's the point.
Well, that's the game, right?
That is the point. And listen, Steph Curry changed basketball because he said, per possession, I can get you more points from space than I can from contact.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look at you go. And then what happened? The game evolved and changed because of it, right? Shaq said, I can get you more points from contact. I don't need space.
The NBA said maybe we need a little bit of space.
Oh.
This is breaking the game here.
Right? Well, it wasn't breaking the game.
Well, Shaq, the
but
rule
it was hard to
had be
copy.
made.
You can't copy 7'1", 290 pounds of athleticism in a Tasmanian devil body.
No, he's still dropping 40.
Right?
I don't care what anybody. Shaq will forever. You can put him at the beginning day 1 of NBA
Mm-hmm.
and 2025 NBA. He will drop 40 every time.
The most unstoppable force in pro basketball history. We did not have an answer. We had no answers to Shaquille O'Neal. We had no answers to Michael Jordan. So much so that they said, well, there's the thing. The only explanation is a thing that we've never said before. There are Jordan rules.
Mm-hmm. That's the same thing as Hack a Shaq. Yeah, that's why those two guys go hand in hand.
There are Jordan rules.
Yeah.
We can't stop this guy from getting points on a possession. Why? Because he figured out, listen, if you give me space, I'm going to take space and eat you alive. If you give me contact, I'm going to be stronger than you, and I'm going to be a better finisher than you are an initiator. That was the game. Those people, Larry Bird said, listen, I'm going to take whatever you're taking away from me, I'm going to take the other thing. Larry Bird, and we don't give him credit for his ability to take the game and say, for whatever you do against me, there's a thing that I can do to offset it. And he figured that thing out. And it was beautiful to watch. Bill Walton was, look, if I can get to my apex, if I can jump straight up, get to my apex, and then release, and then have the touch to have that thing go down, I am unstoppable. Why? Because the guy who played at that position at that school before him taught him that if I get to my apex at 7'3", if I get to my apex, there aren't many humans on the planet who can get to my apex. And then I'm going to flick my wrist the same way all the time, and I will create the greatest offensive move in basketball history, which was the skyhook. If you pay attention to what success is, it becomes easier to succeed. If you think that, you know what and again, there's two phrases that you can tell something really bad's going to happen. You know what we should do here? Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no, no. No. The answer is always do what works. Do what works.
That's exactly what was said in Ireland not too long ago.
Right. And then the other one is, you know what we should try here? Yeah, the thing we've practiced the most. The thing we've gotten right the most.
Yeah, we don't try. We just go do now at this point.
Harrison, it's mind-blowing. It's mind-blowing. But it's also, it is the frustrating thing, right? That you watch Duke get players in sequence and movement. And if you're willing, yeah, there is some risk to efficient and proficient passing in a high movement system. But if you've practiced pass and cut basketball at that speed the most, then you know what a good pass and a bad pass is. And then it simplifies the rest of the game for you. So Duke will have some answers that it has to, oh my goodness, like that program. Well, it will listen. I was around when they got blown out by UNLV.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody said, oh boy, that was a closed window for them. They're never going to catch it because UNLV is going to be good again next year, maybe the next 2 years. There's no way. And Mike Krzyzewski said, oh, well, I guess we just have to do better.
That's Duke in a nutshell, though. You can't ever count them out for
it. Right. It's what it is. We'll throw it to break. Harrison, I think we can get into Husker basketball when we come back. What do you think?
I love me some college basketball crowd. We'll do that next. Don't go anywhere. This is The Breeze. DP Harrison. We'll talk to you in a little bit.
Experience the Landmark difference with the next level of dealer support. Landmark, your local John Deere dealer, continually works to have parts on hand the first time you walk in the door. Our internal route system means we can get the parts to you typically same or next day to keep you up and running. At Landmark, we understand time is money. Get more uptime with our after-hours parts and service support on the phone or in the field. Stop by your local Landmark today to experience the Landmark difference.
Get ready for spring by joining an evidence-based program to improve your health and well-being. These programs use proven strategies to help you make lasting changes, whether it's boosting nutrition, increasing activity, managing stress, or enhancing wellness. Invest in yourself today and feel your best this spring and beyond. Paid for by the Nebraska Department of Health and Human Services. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
If you want to make new floor shopping easier, come to O Street Carpet. Hi, I'm Steve Carper. Our flooring professionals can help you choose the best flooring for you, your family, and your budget. We eliminate the confusion. Even better, you'll be enjoying your new flooring much sooner. No 6 or 8 week waits. We'll install right away and save you money on installation. Floor shopping made easy every day at O Street Carpet.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
At Valentino's, we're on a mission for tradition. On every slice, for every bite. Golden baked crust, cooked to perfection every time. Savory sweet sauce that's made from our own secret recipe. Loaded with the perfect amount of fresh toppings and melty mozzarella cheese. It's the tradition that Nebraskans have come to love. From game day to every day. Valentino's. Taste the tradition.
Tune in every Wednesday night from 6 to 7 p.m. as Lincoln Lighthouse's Executive Director Bill Mitchner educates listeners on the history of Lighthouse, their mission, and how you can get involved in shaping today's youth into tomorrow's adults. Every Wednesday night from 6 to 7 p.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. You grew up on cereal for breakfast and you graduated into drinking coffee at some point as an adult. Now there's a place in Lincoln where you can stay caffeinated but eat like you used to. Control Coffee and Cereal Bar brings Saturday morning vibes to every day with locally roasted specialty coffees, Lotus energy drinks, and tons of breakfast cereals with toppings. And did we mention they have video games to play while you're there too? Control Coffee and Cereal Bar open 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday and 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. on the weekends at 15th and Pine Lake.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? Do you need a lawyer you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion? The attorneys at Liberty Law Group understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Contact us for a free consultation by calling 877-42-LIBERTY. Call Liberty Law and find out how we can help you get the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. Liberty Law Group, trial attorneys you can trust.
Garage doors can break down or quit working at the worst times. At Doors Plus, they understand that a broken garage door sometimes means repair and not replace. Sometimes, all you need to make your door like new again is a few bolts, a realignment, or even a new balance. Trust the pros at Doors Plus to handle your garage door repair the right way so you can get on with your busy schedule. Visit them online at DoorsPlusLLC.com or give them a call today at 402-590-5800. Doors Plus. Garage doors and more.
I'm softball player Jordy Ball, and I'm proud of my Nebraska roots, and I'm proud to be back home. And at Midwest Bank, they're proud to be your local community bank. They believe in family first, taking initiative, showing integrity, and rolling up their sleeves to support their local communities. They treat everyone like family, no matter where you're from. Whether you walk into a branch in York, Lincoln, Norfolk, or Pierce, you know you're going to be welcomed with a smile. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank.
It may not feel like it, but planting season is on its way, and now's the time to upgrade your equipment with a late model John Deere planter from Acres Equipment. Acres has an entire lineup of John Deere planters equipped with the latest technology to ensure planting accuracy throughout your field. And to get you up and going, each planter purchased from Acres includes in-field startup support from one of our Precision Ag professionals. Warmer weather is coming soon, so don't delay. Visit your local Acres for details. Offer expires April 30th, 2025.
Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next big opportunity? Constructors is hiring. We're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. We offer competitive wages, great benefits, brand new service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for our shop and multiple field technicians. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at constructorslincoln.com.
You're listening to The Breeze with DP and Haas on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back into the Breeze. Host runs on the ones and twos. We got DP to my left. You guys can always join in via the text line as well as the streams. If you're listening, that means you found the streams already, or at the very least the ticket app. We got Royals on the brick and mortar, but appreciate it if you guys are listening. That means you found us. DP, let's talk a little bit of the college basketball crown. Nebraska finds them way into the championship game. I believe it's 4:30 Central Time. They got UCF today.
4:30 tip, and
some dubbing it the Frost Bowl.
No.
I saw your look. That was the utmost disgust.
No.
I just saw on your face.
No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. This is, and I love the fact that it's a crown, the coronation for one of these programs. This is the coronation. Like, and to tell you, Harrison, let me ask you, did you ever win a high school championship?
No, unfortunately.
Right. Most people don't understand the value, power, and redirection winning a title can do to individuals and programs. Right? The team gets the notoriety, but the reality is the program gets an injection of positivity. It gets a clearer path to getting better.
Well, I think you had that right up in DC when you guys hitting regional and just kept hitting your head against the wall and then finally broke through.
Well, they hit their head.
Apologies.
They hit their head. Well, here's the thing. When I got into the program, this was a very successful program. Mm-hmm. So imagine, and I'll say it in a speak that simplifies it. So imagine the Huskers winning the Big Ten championship 20 out of 22 years, but then going to a bowl game and getting your head kicked in, right? That you're happy 90% of the year.
Bo Pelini-esque.
Right? Early Tom Osborne, early Devaney.
Yeah, early Tom Osborne's the best because we almost fired a championship level coach.
Right?
Yeah.
And so what happens in those is that people will either buy into the 90% success rate of feeling good 90% of the time, or you become the Buffalo Bills fans, right? Who say, we're one of the best teams in the country, in the league. But our last game is going to be terrible. We are never going to end our season on a happy note, right? And then we'll reload again and we'll feel fine because we'll win,
MVPs,
regular
we'll
season,
do
all that
one
stuff,
seed.
but we won't win. Well, that's what happened in this program, is that I would hear, what I heard was, listen, we've seen this movie before. You're going to do fine in the season, but the flaws that show up, even in the 1 or 2 losses that you have in season, will show up in postseason. They always do. And I said, well, I don't know. I wasn't in the last movie. And there are people who will be offended by that. Well, you're that dude? I'm just telling you, I'm able to identify successful situations and circumstances. I'm really good at that. So I would say that. We get to the district tournament. We win the regular season title. We lose in the district tournament. And all the woe is me. Oh, here we go. Oh, I told you so. People showed up in full. We told you.
With a smile on their face.
We told you this is who we are. We told you this is who you are. We get to regions and, their coach, Haas will tell the story and, there's a panic. Well, and I'm like, what are you panicked about? We're going to win the title. Stop it. You're injecting a thing into this that doesn't exist. Stop putting extra salt in my soup. This is a title. You win the title. Next year. Well, we had ours. No. What we're not going to do is be negative and no, we're not going to do that. We went back-to-back titles. Then a third. And you go, I can't tell you. In Houston, the same thing applied. Well, we don't win here. No, y'all didn't win. There's a way to remove those things that make you not successful. There's a way. Here at the ticket. That's not how radio is done here. That's how y'all do radio. Well, nobody wants people aren't going to listen at night. Yes, they are. People don't want to be told how it is. They want to believe they know what's right. No, people want to be informed. People want to be entertained. Okay, cool. If you're going to have athletes, have male athletes. Well, guess what? Women athletes have stories too. Okay, why are you focused on volleyball? Because volleyball is really interesting. We get into all of these places where we just set ceilings that don't exist, that shouldn't exist and don't have to exist. Nebraska has an opportunity. Look, they've won. And Harrison, you and I sat in many a post game of 8, 10, and 12 win teams.
Mm-hmm.
Nebraska, after yesterday, now has 3 consecutive 20-win seasons. Right? Say it again.
Last time was Danny Nee back in, what was the stat? Early 90s? No, that wouldn't be right. Either way.
2009.
Okay.
Okay. Right? You've won 3 consecutive. You've had 3 consecutive 21 seasons. And remember, 3 weeks ago, there were people who were, Hoiberg's got to go.
Or people didn't want to play in the postseason.
Right. Don't want to play.
Which I'll never understand that. Like
you are now, they will see, and this is where the weirdness happens. In football, they say the power of going to a ball game is you get the 21 days of additional work.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the same thing applies for basketball. That Fred Hoiberg and the Husker basketball team has had 2 additional weeks of workouts, film study, and otherwise. And let me tell you, if you don't get one, it's greater validation for Bryce Williams.
Yeah, his stock's only going up. I mean, I'll tell you what, he might seriously be late first rounder. The way he's going.
He has validated. And then Juwan Gary. Juwan Gary, in the last 6 games, Juwan Gary's averaged 21 points a game.
Mm-hmm.
So tell me folks aren't watching like they're going to be watching Eyes On today. And well, wait a minute. It's an opportunity, right? It's an opportunity. And then Fred Hoiberg gets 2 more weeks to deliver his message. His players stayed in shape, right? You got to heal. And, hey, you rediscovered Cale Jacobson.
I was going to say, you mentioned him during the off air.
Right, that you remember, like, well, wait a minute. And let me tell you, this is rediscovering a reimagined Cale Jacobson. Because the Cale Jacobson that we knew here in Nebraska was the scorer elite, the facilitator, but he was the playmaker.
Mm-hmm.
Well, hey, here's this guy that's doing everything. He's a stat stuffer now. And then will be allowed to evolve into not from just a stat stuffer, but the double-digit scorer, right? He's already proven he'll defend. He's already proven that he can distribute the ball. He's already proven that he can spread the floor.
Yeah.
And
jumper.
He makes everybody better. So we know. We watched him put up 30 burgers at PBA in the high school tournament. So that's what the Crown has done. And then you allowed Connor Essegian to re-find himself.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
That's huge. The way the season ended, that's huge for him. Nothing worse than a great shooter ending the season on a cold spell.
And Aaron Eulis
found himself.
Well, hey, looky here. Right? That you won games. If we said that at the center position, you're going to get 26 minutes and 6 points and 8 rebounds, you go, ugh. But then what you didn't realize is that Cale can eat up some of those minutes. And guess what? Andrew Morgan can do those things in 22 minutes and get you into better situations and circumstance.
It was a good game by Andrew Morgan. I will say one of the best games of Andrew Morgan that he's had in a while.
Listen, the Mad Mullet can get it, right? Like, go do your thing, bruh. We appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
We're cheering you out loud. And then you go and you get who some would say is the best legitimate three-point shooter out of the Big Ten. You get that on a Friday, and then on Saturday, you spin the wheel and you pull in a 6'10 and a half scorer, rebounder, playmaker for next year. And then immediately you start to recalibrate what is Nebraska basketball. And Today, you get the chance at 4:30. You get to tip. Now, mind you, I'm of this thing that no matter what happens today, I am thrilled for Nebraska basketball.
Oh, the guys are still walking away with $100,000 too.
Not going to change.
Yeah.
Not going to change. Not going to change. I say that in advance because I don't want I don't need the Eeyore people showing up at 6:30, 7 o'clock tonight with the postgame. But I also say this. If they win, when they win, $300,000 goes to the players. And we're all for it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm thrilled for that. But it is the pride and the celebration that's going to go with that Husker basketball fans get to finish their season on a win. On a win. In a tournament game.
Yeah, there's only 3 teams in Division I that can do that this year. The
Right.
NIT, the Crown, and March Madness.
And think about this. There's only been one time in Nebraska history, recent history. You can go all the way back to the antiquated days, right? Right? You go back to the antique days. But that Big 12 championship team was the only one that finished a winning season with their last game being a win.
Yeah, Strick's the last one I can tell you about.
Right?
Him and his squad.
That's it. That is it.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine that they get to walk with a smile for the next 6 months because they finished a 20-win season, and they finished it celebrating, cutting a net, getting a check, and getting on the plane and coming back to Lincoln with their last game. They're going to finish their season on a win streak, a postseason win streak.
And you could argue they're playing their best basketball right now.
And remember the 2 things. 1, the most difficult thing in all of sports is to learn how to finish. And 2, can you copy success? Can you copy success? So it's a big day. We will have a post-game show tonight. I can tell you, Chris Kolarvik will be on air from 6.
Yeah, it'll be
at 6 o'clock.
It'll be 6:30 is when you guys will likely.
So 6:40.
And then Kolarvik's hanging out until whenever that post game wraps up. Depends how much of a frenzy the people are in.
Well, here's the thing. If they win, we'll go immediately. We'll just talk. Look, we're going straight to the post game. If they win. If they don't win, we'll do it at 7 o'clock because the recap will be fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
The recap will be for Austin Orman is there, of course, and has been there. Shout out to Austin Orman for the incredible work and the diligence and the lasting power to go on a Monday, and you're still there in Vegas on Sunday, and you haven't lost your mind. You've won.
I will say the coolest part for him, though, the longer he stays there, the more friends he gets.
Oh,
day one, there was like maybe a few Huskers that just kind of lived in the area.
So good. It's so good.
Yeah, like it's all red.
It's so good. It's so good. Shout out Blake from Blake Builders. He says, "Hey, we're here. We're flying in for it." So there are Husker fans who are going in for this championship.
Oh, it's a big deal.
Like they're going in, and he says, well, "Do you need a hookup?" I'm like, from what I'm told, it's like a Husker PBA. It's a high school game. Just go and sit with whatever all the other Husker fans. Sit where you want. Be loud and enjoy yourself. I can't imagine that it would happen any other way.
No, it's fantastic, and keep an eye on that for sure. But we got to throw it to our final break here. This is The Breeze. Harrison Arns, DP in studio. We'll talk to you guys on the other side.
You grew up on cereal for breakfast and you graduated into drinking coffee at some point as an adult. Now there's a place in Lincoln where you can stay caffeinated but eat like you used to. Control Coffee and Cereal Bar brings Saturday morning vibes to every day with locally roasted specialty coffees, Lotus energy drinks, and tons of breakfast cereals with toppings. And did we mention they have video games to play while you're there too? Control Coffee and Cereal Bar open 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday and 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. on the weekends at 15th and Pine Lake.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? Do you need a lawyer you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion? The attorneys at Liberty Law Group understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Contact us for a free consultation by calling 877-42-LIBERTY. Call Liberty Law and find out how we can help you get the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. Liberty Law Group, trial attorneys you can trust.
Garage doors can break down or quit working at the worst times. At Doors Plus, they understand that a broken garage door sometimes means repair and not replace. Sometimes, all you need to make your door like new again is a few bolts, a realignment, or even a new balance. Trust the pros at Doors Plus to handle your garage door repair the right way so you can get on with your busy schedule. Visit them online at DoorsPlusLLC.com or give them a call today at 402-590-5800. Doors Plus, garage doors and more.
I'm softball player Jordy Ball, and I'm proud of my Nebraska roots, and I'm proud to be back home. And at Midwest Bank, they're proud to be your local community bank. They believe in family first, taking initiative, showing integrity, and rolling up their sleeves to support their local communities. They treat everyone like family, no matter where you're from. Whether you walk into a branch in York, Lincoln, Norfolk, or Pierce, you know you're going to be welcomed with a smile. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank.
It may not feel like it, but planting season is on its way, and now's the time to upgrade your equipment with a late model John Deere planter from Acres Equipment. Acres has an entire lineup of John Deere planters equipped with the latest technology to ensure planting accuracy throughout your field. And to get you up and going, each planter purchased from Acres includes in-field startup support from one of our Precision Ag professionals. Warmer weather is coming soon, so don't delay. Visit your local Acres for details. Offer expires April 30th, 2025.
Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next big opportunity? Constructors is hiring. We're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. We offer competitive wages, great benefits, brand new service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for our shop and multiple field technicians. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at constructorslincoln.com. Salt Mine City is not only Lincoln's newest brewery, but they're also now serving food. Enjoy a full menu of great items daily for lunch and dinner, like their peanut butter and jelly burger with bacon and cheddar cheese, or a Reuben sandwich served on Blackstone rye bread. Don't forget their beef or chicken nachos with guacamole, sour cream, jalapenos, and more. Wash it down with one of their 12 beers on tap, including the popular Single Axle Light American Lager. Salt Mine City, now open 11 a.m. every day but Mondays at 8th and R.
When your home fills up with family, Allo Fiber makes sure that space is a happy place for everyone. Allo Fiber experts install it all, and full service means step-by-step support, guiding you through everything so you can stay connected to what matters, and the family can always feel at home. Put the game on, and don't worry about your Wi-Fi calling a timeout. Better TV and internet service is one connection away. Call Allo at 866-481-2556 or visit allofiber.com.
Wrestling fans, it's time to elevate your game, just like Stevens & Smith Construction does for your concrete needs. As your full-service concrete contractor, we deliver solid results every time. From singles to doubles, fighting for inside position to scrambling reversals, we know how to pin down quality and slam expectations. Stevens & Smith Construction, a proud sponsor of Takedown Tuesdays on 93.7 The Ticket, where Husker wrestlers bring you all the action. Don't stall, Stevens & Smith Construction is here to help you build a concrete foundation for the win. Check us out at www.stevensandsmith.com because stalling is a penalty and winning is the only option.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call today at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth. 93.7 The Ticket. You're listening to The Breeze with DP and Haas on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back into The Breeze. Harrison Arns, DP. And something special just happened in sports history. 895. DP, I'll let you set the table.
No. Play the clip.
Oh, we got to stream it only.
Oh,
so
no.
We're balancing out Adobe Edition here.
Yeah,
so now I got to go back.
Hold on. The proper sound. Hey, Harrison, have you seen this?
own zone there.
Let's hear it.
But no, look, he's just trying to find a seam and know that, hey, I'm going to try to force it to him if he's open.
Here is Ovechkin. Shoots. He scores! He scores! Number 895!
I love that pop so much. That is 895 goals for Alex Ovechkin. And I don't know, I got to play one more. The pop of this goal is
on the road.
Unreal.
If he's open.
Here is Ovechkin. Shoots.
it doesn't get too much better than that pop.
On the road. He's not at home. Listen, Friday night, they're in DC. Gretzky shows up. I thought he was just going to pop all three, right? Like I thought he was going to get all three at home. But then a part of me was kind of like he wasn't going to break the record away from home. But quite frankly, sorry, goat's got to go, right? Yeah. Goat's got to go. And to do that, it's kind of so the connecting story is they told a story of Barry Bonds getting close to the home run record, right? And Bonds ties he ties the record at home. Then they go on the road, and Bonds tells Jeff Kent, the guy to hit to protect him in the order. He says, "Yeah, I'm not going to hit another home run until we come back home." And he says, "Yeah." Well, he goes, mind you, I'm just going to laser the ball, but I'm not hitting another home run until I come back home. I need to do this here at home. Sure enough, I think the guy's like, he was like 8 for 10 on the road, just not hitting bombs, right? Gets home, first at bat, bomb, bomb, and then you just go. So I I wasn't sure that Ovechkin was gonna do it on the road, but Gretzky's there, so you kind of like, I don't want this guy to be on a traveling road show.
Plus, those Russians are different. They don't care where at home or on the road. They're just going for blood.
Don't care. Well, he is a traditionalist, and there's something to be said for that. That people who don't like Ovechkin would say, well, geez, the guy had 65 open net goals, right? So some of the goals. No, a goal's a goal. Like I'm a member, but he could have tied it. He could have broken the record at home during an open netter. They actually scored an open netter that they took him out of the game, right? Normally that would have been Ovechkin just banging it, but he didn't want that. He wanted it to be authentic. He wanted it to be true. He honored the sport. And listen, he's the greatest goal scorer to ever live.
Yeah, now he's got a number
the greatest goal scorer to ever live. And I'll be clear in this, that the kid, he came in as a kid. Right? You come in at 19.
I was in 4th grade when I remember first hearing about the Pittsburgh Penguins, Sidney Crosby and Alex Ovechkin.
Yeah.
That's how long he's been in there.
It was a thing, right? Yeah. And you go, okay, cool. I get it. But to do it at 39 and to have the kind of year in a year in which he broke his leg early in the year.
Yeah, that's right.
Like he broke his leg. There are some of us that wouldn't go to work. This dude's playing hockey and scoring goals at the greatest clip to ever exist.
Well, to put this, as great as the athlete LeBron James is, I can't imagine LeBron James breaking his leg and then coming back to have another historic season.
At the highest level. Doing what he's done. And it just... I'm a fan in this sense that I love what he's done for DC. I love what he's done for hockey. As a fan, been amazing, great contact. But to say this once again, how great Wayne Gretzky is, we're not having that stupid GOAT conversation. It's not just the most recent. The best is the best. Gretzky is so good that if he never scored a goal, not one goal, he would still lead the entire NHL history in points. If he never scored a goal. So the GOAT's the GOAT, but it's really great. It's really great to see the Great 8 do his thing. Well done, Ovechkin. Well done. Hey, go Big Red!